All right, guys, let's do this. What up? It's JoJo on the radio. This is the iHeartRadio Countdown. I can't believe it. I'm sitting in front of him. I've known him forever. Will Taboo of the Peas. What's up?
What's up, JoJo?
When's the last time I know the last time I saw you, Taboo, was at the Bad Boys.
Bad Boys, yes.
And Will, last time I saw you was, well, God, when was that?
Oh, I think I launched Mind Your Business when I was campaigning Mind Your Business with Brittany.
Why has it been so long since I've seen you?
I've been in London doing The Voice.
That's no excuse.
traveling a bunch. Haven't really been in America that much.
30 years of the Peas. Give me, wrap this up. If it's in a nutshell, give me a summary of this journey. Talk about this thing.
Wait, before we get into that, you speak really awesome.
What do you mean by that?
Like, you flow. I want to know, when you go to restaurants and you order and you explaining why you want that order. Do you talk the same way then too?
Dude, when I get to a restaurant, I'm the exact opposite. I go into a shell.
Okay.
Let me get
I wanted to know, does it translate at home?
My wife is like, you do talk for a living. I'm like, I don't. Yeah. Do you guys have a flow? Because on stage you have a flow, but when you go to Starbucks, do you have that Black Eyed Peas thing, or are you just kind of?
Yeah, I'm like, what you gonna do with all that matcha in that machine?
And I'm like, I got a feeling I want that tea right there.
Yeah.
God, I would love to see that. 30 years of the Peas. I don't know what you can say about it, but just huge congrats on that. Did you have any idea? How could you have had any idea that it was going to be this spectacular? 30 years later.
For me personally, it's just drive. Groups that I liked growing up, and then 5 years later, they disappear. 10 years later, some people have 10-year careers, and then they disappear. Some people have 15-year careers, and then they disappear. And 20-year careers, that's healthy. And if you disappear, it's like, damn, you're taking a break.
You did it,
Yeah.
That scares me. To me, it's like, damn. Dude, it's been 30 years. How can I keep this thing going? What other tricks I got? You know what I mean? It's just I love it too much. I like traveling. I like learning. I'm competitive. I like listening and see what other people are doing. That's what's going on right now. Okay, well let me sharpen up my utensils here. Let me get other tools that I might not have. I like to learn. I like to contribute.
Yeah.
I think it's that.
I would say out of the Peas, he's the motivating factor. As far as we get complacent, we're like, oh, we're living a good life. But then he's like, yo, when you come in the studio, or he's working so hard doing all these things. I'm like, yo, I need to go to the studio. That's kind of how, if you're not present, Will's constantly just going.
Or we'll be at the Super Bowl, or we're at a big show. I'm in the dressing room making stuff.
Yeah.
They're like, yo, let's party. I'm like, okay, that party took a lot of work. So y'all do that. I'm over here just making stuff for the next party. And when we do that next party, I'll be working. Because you want to learn. You get to a place, you're like, okay, there's energy here for me to absorb. And how do I then apply what I absorbed? I want to apply it there in the place I soaked it up. That way I get closer to what it needs to be for us to rinse it out and cash in on the next one. And so you want to keep that R&D active and close to the source as possible. My worry is you party, you can get addicted to partying. And then next thing you know, you're out of touch. And so whether it's music or tech or philanthropic and you're being solution orientated, I just like to be in the mix and be my brain to be able to be useful.
I think
and it's cool to be able to also take time as friends to do things. When we're on the road, we're performing, he's working when he's not on stage. So to be able to yo, let's go to dinner. We just have break. Let's play baseball.
Let's go bowling.
Let's go to Disneyland. We took the family, his mom and his nieces had never gone to the, I think.
We went to Paris Disneyland.
Yeah.
For Taboo's birthday.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So we
Happy
spent
birthday, by the way.
Thank you, bro. We spent time as family.
Go-karting.
Yeah, go-karting. We're competitive in the go-karting thing too with our
guys
crew.
Yeah.
So
Love
movies.
That. Yeah, I want to do escape rooms.
Oh man, you're talking that's. I
Yeah.
love that.
Oh, you should see our competitive Uno games on the plane.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Bro.
Uno.
Uno.
You guys get into
Uno.
Isn't that like a new?
I don't even know if Polo's our manager, but after playing Uno with him, I don't know if I like him no more. Really, bro? That's how we doing it, bro? I don't even know
It gets competitive, dude.
Oh my!
I don't even know you anymore.
Tell Polo to come on now. You just got a full class on life and how to keep a group going for 30. Yeah, that's the Rolling Stones, Black Eyed Peas kind of model. You guys, everything just okay. Are we doing a Peas album, so to speak?
We're working on figuring out the theme for this next Peas project because every Peas project is like in twos. We had Behind the Front, Bridging the Gap. We had Elephant Monkey Business. We had the End in the Beginning. We had Translation, Elevation. We have this one project called Master of the Sun Volume 1. We will have a Master of the Sun Volume 2. But when? Maybe the next Peas project is Master of the Sun Volume 2.
Right.
When it's ready, I guess, when it hits.
Yeah. And we're constantly.
That's a nice title.
What?
When it's ready, it's ready. And then, the sister will be when it's not, it's not.
This happened years ago. Will came in the studio and he starts rapping live on air, and it turned into what song was that, Will?
Air. It's Flo Rida's Air.
This is good. This
banter back and forth.
This is going to be something here.
Yeah.
When it's ready.
And when it's
that's
not.
dope. That's dope. And that means that means if you have a project that's called When It's Ready, that means it's a never-ending project that's an forever installment.
Right.
When it's ready.
When
it's not ready yet.
And then every time it's ready.
I think when you see Will's eyes kind of open up, you know that that's like the light bulb.
Yeah.
Kind of like, oh, this is about to happen here. Impossible question for both of you: favorite Black Eyed Peas album and favorite BEP song. I know it's almost
I'm going to go obscure because it wasn't really a hit, but it was a hit to us because we put so much love and passion into it. Masters of the Sun, Volume 1.
Right.
That's my, that one's my most creative, artistic piece. That one.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And then my favorite, flex, do I still have the ability to just launch those types of records? It's Translation.
Gotcha.
It's just that we got hit with COVID.
Yeah.
If COVID didn't stop it, what? From Ritmo to Mamacita to Girl Like Me to Vida Loca, there was satellites launched with those records, The end would be you would think, but really the one that took the most scientifical, concoctions would be Translation. It was I really had but some years later. Translation came out 2019, 20. The End came out 2009. That's 10 years. That's a decade.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And so in that decade, a lot of times passed. So from 2000 and our last record that we put out before the hiatus as a quartet was 2011.
The beginning.
So if you take a snapshot of that chunk of time, that means 2012, 13, 14, I did Willpower. But that one was a hard one too, because I'm okay, I got to do these types of records by myself. So I did Scream and Shout, That Power, and This Is Love. Those are, pretty big records. So then you have 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19. That's 8 years. So let's talk about when we first wanted to make music.
Mm-hmm.
It's 1992. 1992, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98. Our first record came out. So that means the first concept of wanting to make music, we spent more time taking a freaking break than we did to get our first record out. So let's take from the first record out from 1998 to when we started actually making money. 1998, 99, 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004. It's another 6 years from Joints and Jams to Where's the Love. So from Where's the Love to freaking The End, that's 2003, 2004, 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009. 7 years from Where's the Love to the biggest record in the world still to this day, I Got a Feeling. It's still 6 or 7 years. So between 2012 to Translation, that was like, okay, that muscle hasn't really been flexed. You're kind of out of shape. We put out Translation, but that was an art project. Now, how do I get back to that science of like, the song has to work in Uruguay, Paraguay, Chile, Japan, Norwegian, Norway, Finland, Uzbekistan, Pakistan, Lithuania, Kazakhstan, all the stans. Why not? Afghanistan.
Worldwide.
And so Translation was the perfect title. And one, we wanted to dedicate it to Central and South America and Spain because that's our biggest audience. And so Translation was like a reggaeton focused project. And we had big songs, like number 1, top 5 songs. And, we're 40 plus.
Mm-hmm.
We're 45 years old in 2020.
And we're back to the original
Now we're a
form,
trio.
Right.
So promoters are like, it's the Black Eyed Peas, so it's the quartet, we only want Black Eyed Peas as quartet to play this arena, So to really get the promoters and radio stations like, yo, we make the hits, bro. That was a flex. So that was a long answer to your question.
What was the question
It
again?
was a flex.
The question was like, what is your favorite record out of the records we put out?
No, I love
That
yeah.
one, bro.
Man.
Translation was like I'm gonna show you. Ooh, I'm gonna show you, JoJo. Like,
It's the Peas, man. You guys are one of a kind, just one of a kind, and I mean that obviously in the best way possible. But let's go 2-part question on this, talking about East LA.
yeah.
Let's
What
try
accent you want?
I want the Will.i.am East LA
Ooh,
taboo
all right.
accent. First thing, the initial inspiration. I think you were at an LAFC game, and I noticed in the notes the 3252 fans. Either that group with the chants and the drums. Something happened there, which basically sparked something, and then of course the track evolved from there. But give me that moment where that inspiration hit at the BMO Stadium.
So the song was inspired just by our love for our community. I have a school on First Street in Boyle Heights where our kids have disciplined and dedicated themselves towards computer science, robotics, poli-sci, and applying themselves to solve problems. And so I wanted to celebrate the community. And I've always loved the Santana song. And one day we were out on the road, and I'm like, yo, wouldn't it be dope if we took, that East LA part of Maria Maria and just looped it? East LA.
Right.
East LA. That'd be freaking dope, right? So we came back, and I, made a sketch. And then after the sketch, I went to a LAFC game because I've been going to those games for a couple years now. And I just love that finally America has some version of what we experience out there in Europe with like Real Madrid, or even in South America with, when you go to Argentina, football matches, soccer for Americans, or Brazilian football matches. There's something happens differently at those sporting
Like a
events.
religious experience.
It's
like a
global
spiritual.
too.
And the only time you
Right.
have that, I've seen that in America, is at the LAFC. So, and there's a section 3252, and I wanted to, collaborate or have that energy on the East LA song. And so we met the community there, showed them the song, and they liked the fusion of incorporating their chant on the tail end of East LA.
East LA, the love letter to the city and what it means in particular now.
Yeah.
Walk me through this.
If you were to ask me, like, how strongly do I feel about border patrol, border control, immigration, like, yeah, every civilized country needs that. And America being like, the Earth's leading nation, we should be the best at that. There's two beautiful countries on top and below us. And then the other side, you got oceans. My aunt works at the police station, and she does great service. And all the police officers that do great service, there's awesome officers. But I can say wholeheartedly that the way that we've executed immigration is top notch, or it reflects, a leading nation's path to ensure that our communities are safe. If anything, it's made people in the community fearful, like residents, documented people, a person that served our country, a person that went out there and dedicated his life to be in the military, was nabbed. That's not right. The police officers, not even police officers, there's a task force that are masked in unmarked vehicles. They're going out and nabbing people. You would think, like, wait, what third world country is that? No, that's America. America said it's all right for masked people to go up to anybody that looks Latin, throw them in an unmarked car. That means you're given a recipe for wackos just to go to the surplus store, dress up, get into an SUV, and grab any Latina and, kidnap them. They wouldn't know. They would think that, how would they know? How would they know? They're not even in uniform. They're masked up.
It's terrifying. Man.
You can't even freaking, like, what do they look like? If somebody watched them, what do they look like? A person that's on the street couldn't even identify or even be of service. Cameras that are on the tax-paying dollars, the cameras that are there would be useless. So you can't say that we've executed that right. Actually, the execution is pretty piss butt poor. The execution of immigration. And so with that, who are they nabbing? They're nabbing the folks that are responsible for the food in our supermarkets. They're nabbing the people that are responsible for refurbished homes in Beverly Hills or, Brentwood. It's July right now. In January, 2 of our precious communities burned down. Who is gonna? We needed their help. There's people that every morning at Home Depot before the raids, they'd want to work. Mm-hmm. They do good work. Ask anybody that got an awesome new cabinet in Burbank who helped them. Did they do a good job? Ask anybody that got their garden refurbished. Ask anyone whose kids are taken care of while they're at work. Ask them how hard their lives are now that, Julieta or Olga are not there anymore because they're afraid.
They're farmers. Off to 101. So, yes, but at the same time, we know what happened during COVID. In COVID, it was like, hey, we want to make sure our community's safe. Go to Dodger Stadium, get swabbed. The government knows where the good people are. They probably know where the bad people are. They know exactly where they're at. There's satellites right now going through this building. What up? I got a new single coming out. They can hear us. Right. You mean to tell we're America? You don't mean to tell we don't got the technology to identify? Get out of here. We some third world. Get out of here. We got some low budget tech. Get out of here. I'll open up my Instagram right now, and I guarantee you 3 swipes, something reflected this conversation. You mean to tell me with the tech that we got, get out of here, move. This is a poor piss job. That's the reason why we want to make sure we celebrate, to change the vibration, let them know that we acknowledge them, we appreciate them, and we're with you, and we'll get through it just like we got through it in the 80s and the 90s. In the 80s and 90s, you say words like La Migra, that was like a disrespect, that also pumped fear into the community. And so this song, if you listen to the lyrics, it's not political. There's nothing political in any of the lyrics. It's just celebrating the community that is predominantly Latino.
And our pride for being Angelinos. Both of us are Boyle Heights products. As I always say, his mom went to Roosevelt, my mom went to Garfield. So there's always been a connection through our parents that allowed us to have love for the city as a whole. East LA, Boyle Heights in particular. And Will continues that journey, providing opportunities for kids through his I Am Angel Foundation, giving kids an opportunity from the neighborhoods to go to college. It's a blessing.
We have kids that go to Dartmouth, to Brown, to Stanford, to Georgetown, to USC, to UCLA. We have awesome scholars that come from our neighborhood. It's not like whatever like propaganda is like being spilled to distract from the truth. All that stuff is BS. I know firsthand. I started my school in 2008. Now we serve over 15,000 students in Los Angeles. Like, imagine if I was like on this radio station, you'd be like, yo, so what's your foundation, Will? I'm like, yo, my foundation is I do billboards in the inner city. You'd be like, wait, what? I don't need to do that because there's a whole bunch of billboards in the inner city. I don't have to do that. You know, what's your foundation? We want to make sure that the potholes are active in our neighborhood. So we just like I don't got to do that. There's a whole bunch of potholes there. So the fact that that's a bad example, but my foundation is, pathway to higher education. You would think that's already done, but it's not. And so, and the people that join the program are Latino. We have African Americans that join my program too, and the fusion of them, blacks and Latino. Like I have a lot of nieces and nephews that are black and Latino. Have a niece that just had her quinceañera last month. Congratulations, Medea. That's something that I didn't want us to not contribute. Like our careers as far as success came from a song called Where's Love that we released in 2003 in response to 9/11. And the nation played it. Mm-hmm. There's a lyric, still to this day, I'm like, how did that get on the radio?
Which lyric?
Overseas, yeah, we're trying to stop terrorism, but we still got terrorists here living in the USA, the CIA. How did they play that on the radio?
Play that thing 1,000 times.
You know what I'm saying? In D.C., somebody that worked at the CIA would go into freaking Lockheed, listen to radio like, ooh, these Black Eyed Peas dudes. And it's on the radio. All the PDs, all the radio stations that played that back in the day, thank you guys so much for playing Where's the Love. Mm-hmm. And, we always try to have a song dedicated to the zeitgeist of what's going on in the world. And we try to do it from a way that's like, a centric perspective. Not a far left, not a far right, but just like, hey, we try to be 100%ers. There's Republicans that like the Black Eyed Peas. There's Democrats that like this. Independents that like the Black Eyed Peas. And we always try to come from like, hey, but whatever your political, whoever you voted for, that's you. Mm-hmm. We're not trying to tell you to like, but then there's this human perspective that I know you could agree with these principles of like, don't we want to have everybody paying taxes? Well, the more people paying taxes, ain't that great? Well, let's make these people freaking citizens. The better we can make them, faster we can make them citizens, the better for all of us, right? Like, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? We wouldn't have a dude named Jeff Bezos if it wasn't for Michael Bezos, who was an immigrant from Cuba, met this awesome American lady as he was working at GE. She had a baby. Then he raised her baby. That's Jeff Bezos. That ain't even his kid, bro. But it's his kid. Thank you for that Cuban dude named Michael Bezos.
Amen.
Immigrants is dope, bro. There's nothing wrong. We would have a Nikola Tesla if it wasn't for America's concept of immigration and, fusion to accept. There's this lady that's in the middle of the freaking, the water there in New York holding some freaking light that the French gave us. The French gave us that. Talk about immigration, bro. Because the French, what did they do? They were like, yo, F this freaking monarchy. I heard you guys are trying to do the same thing from England. Yo, here's this little Statue of Liberty. And they gave us that. And we were like, yo, inspired by them that they got out of that monarchy. That is what it's all about. That's the American dream. To collaborate, cross-disciplinary, cross-freaking like nationalities and finding that common blend between like Polish and Irish and British and French and African and natives. That's what makes America, and Chinese. Every single city got a Chinatown. You talking about freaking immigration? Every city got a Chinatown, and you like Chinatown, bro. And guess what? You like Chinatown. When's the last time you got all types of commercials for food? When's the last time you seen a China food commercial on TV? You ain't seen no commercial for you got McDonald's commercials, Burger King commercials. Panda Express barely got a commercial. It has nothing to do with what I'm trying to say, but you know what I'm saying. Now I'm ranting.
He just dropped it. He dropped it.
Taboo, you and your daughter did Dora the Explorer.
Oh, that was so fun, dude.
How was that? You and your kid.
Okay, so first I was able to work with my son, Jalen, on Spirit Rangers.
Right.
Netflix. And then to be able to have Dora be like, yo, we love what you do with Quickatu, the character that I play. What about Jet? So like, okay, cool. So she actually had to do, learn the dialogue, have a casting director, teach her, the dialogue and how to, have emphasis, how to execute.
Right.
So I'm like, Jet. The director's like, no. She's a hired employee. You're an employee too. You work for Dora. You're a voice actor. I was like, oh, okay. So I had to step out of being dad to now allowing Jet to be comfortable and deliver. And she delivered, dude. So
That's
I'm proud.
beautiful.
I'm proud. I'm proud that I gave her the opportunity to live out a dream of working with her dad, supporting, nurturing, protecting, because I know this business is crazy, but the fun that we had as father and daughter was special.
That's got to be a rush to sit there and watch the playback,
Yeah, it's dope.
And you're like,
It's
oh my
really
God,
dope.
that's my kid.
Yeah.
And your kid, like in my head, my daughter who's 17, Jesus, she's always that little 5-year-old, and to see that little 5-year-old doing adult, like Jet's in a movie.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. And
It's crazy.
How old is she now?
She's 9.
And she, has she already been to school and the kids see the result of her
No,
work?
because it just came out this year. It's
So-
summer.
So,
It came out in summer.
so back to school.
Woo.
She's going to school different.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jet's going to school a different Jet.
Yeah.
Should be like a
And
limo.
Yeah.
Now she's going to school with a different Jet, having done a piece of work that she could share amongst her
Yeah.
her friends. This means Jet's going to want to do that again and more and
Mhm.
more, which means, I think maybe in the next 2 years, you're going to be telling Jet for a gig. Like, yo,
Wow.
Jet, let me get, yo, Jet, let me do voice.
No,
I'll put you on.
What's crazy is like we do a circle, right? Like
Yeah.
a circle before we go on stage. She'll be in the circle and Will's like, okay, Jet. She's like quiet. She never says anything. And it's happened on several occasions. Like, families will say things, but when Will calls her out, like, hey, Jet, say something, she's quiet. So to see her a year later come out of that shell,
Yeah.
and now she's doing voiceover work, I'm like, oh, wow, it's crazy how kids grow. Like his niece, Lily.
Yeah.
Lily was on stage with us this last, couple weeks ago.
She rocked with us in Turkey.
She rocked with us in Turkey. So to see how she was the first time she got on stage to now being confident, singing Meet Me Halfway, it's dope to see the kids in the Black Eyed Peas family growing and coming to,
Next generation
Yeah,
of peas.
my
Yeah.
little niece Lily, she her first time performing with us, she was 7.
Yeah,
She came up on stage. I brought her up on stage. She rocked with us in Marbella.
Marbella.
So
Spain.
she gets on stage. Before we got on stage, she's like, Uncle Willie, can I sing with you guys today? I'm like, yeah, sure, of course. And then she sees this massive audience, and she freaks out.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, Grandma, I don't want to go. So I'm like, oh my gosh. So we're doing the show, and I'm like, okay, if she doesn't do what she was dreaming of doing, she's 7. This means as she was flying, 7-year-old, an hour is a long time for a 7-year-old. A day is a long time for a 7-year-old. They've only been alive for 7 years. It's like, remember when you were in school and you looked at 30 minutes waiting for that? It seemed forever. It's because your understanding of time was not as, dimensionalized as it is now at 50 years old, 40 years old, 30-year-old. So 7-year-olds has been alive that long. So an hour is a long time. Pondering for 5 hours on the airplane, 10 hours on the airplane, that's forever for them. So if she's pondering, thinking, imagining, I'm going to sing with my Uncle Willie on stage, and now she sees the audience, I was thinking, I put myself in her shoes, this moment is crucial.
Mm-hmm.
If she cripples and shrinks under this fear, this is going to be the building block to how she handles problems later. So I'm like, what do I do to get her out of this fear right now? This moment right now is super important. So I'm like, okay, let me figure out. So I'm like, hey, Lily, why don't you sit right here next to the drummer? They can't see you. So she's like, really, Uncle Willie? Look, they can't see you. You're behind the speaker. Put these earplugs in and look at the audience. So then she did that throughout the duration of the show. She's like starting to smile.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, hey, Lily, why don't you sing back here? They can't see you because you're in the dark, but I'll give you this microphone and you sing. She's like, really, Uncle Willie? Yeah. So I had Bobby put her voice in the back so she could hear herself. So then towards the end of the show, I'm like, hey, Lily, why don't you come up to the front? I'll hold your hand. Really, Uncle Willie? she was still shy. Second year, we performed with her. We performed with her. See, the second year she came and performed with us in Spain again. And this is the third year. This time I came with my niece, my other nieces, Lily and Michaela.
Yep.
Michaela is black, and Lily's black and white. Michaela is black and Korean, and then everyone else, all my nieces are black and Latin. So now Michaela, who's older than Lily, she's nervous. So Lily's like, "Come here, Michaela."
Yeah, she's holding her hand.
She's like,
She's holding her
"Here."
hand.
And so Lily's like, "Here, come on, Michaela." So Lily, you want to sing? She's like, "Yeah, give me that mic, Uncle Willie." So we're there in Turkey. She's 7 years old. So now in her memory, yeah, I played Marbella, Spain.
I performed with the Black Eyed Peas.
I played Turkey.
Yeah.
Before you guys roll out, what else do people need to know? Will, give me all the album details. What do you got here?
I got a solo record coming out. Actually, two bodies of work. I don't know what the titles are. I'm thinking of like Lord Willing or Goodwill.
Oh, do it.
Or Will It. Or Will You Get Your out my face? One. Something with Will in it.
Some version of Will. Dude, and what's the timeline on that? Just when it's ready?
I will put out more music this summer. This is the first installment from the first one. I don't know the title to. And then I have like a straight up rap album. That will be sometime in the year. And then I have a straight up just pop album. So three different types of projects.
Taboo, same question.
So I've been blessed to be part of this Dora the Explorer family, and they're talking about doing more things with me and Jet. So I'm proud to announce.
That's so cool, dude.
I had a meeting with them yesterday. They're like, "We love your synergy. We love what you bring." Creating songs with Jet for the actual show. So I'm gonna be rocking with Nickelodeon for a while because they love what we bring. So big shout out to my Nickelodeon family.
It's dope.
Yeah, it's been dope, and I think Jet, her interest, her dedication, and her enthusiasm to want to continue on is really special. Because working with my daughters, it's like a dream come true for me. Because I always pave the way for my family, but at the end of the day, if I can, solidify a dope piece of work for my daughter to contribute and just be part of a great animated series, Dora the Explorer, let's go.
Final question, message to the fans, old and new.
To all the fans out there, thank you for selecting the Black Eyed Peas to be played for special moments of your life, for mundane moments, cleaning, working out, hiking, driving, birthday parties, bar mitzvahs, quinceañeras, weddings, debuts.
Yep.
Hey, thank you so much for selecting our music.
And thank you guys for celebrating 30 years of our brotherhood, and also to the people that are receiving East LA, mi gente, raza, thank you guys for all the things that you guys do, hardworking. We're there with you. You're not alone. We are the voice to advocate for you.
You're not alone. Sorry, I don't know why I thought of Max Jackson.
I am here. It's so good to see you guys. At the end of every interview, fist bump to make it official. Hold on 1 second here. Give it a boom. Let him go. There we go.